Well, introducing the new to the channel truck. So pick this up. Today is Thursday, and found this on the internet. I went out, picked it up, looked at it, and picked it up on Monday. A young man by the name of Toby was the owner I purchased it from, although he never had it titled in his name. He had purchased it back in December from a lady in Globe, Arizona. And the story that I have is that she had purchased it from the original owner ranch in north of Tucson, and hadn't done it very long when she had cam troubles. He purchased it, and since then I've found that he had told me he'd put cam phasers in, but I have, and it still had engine light on, and it still had a terrible miss. And I think he was pretty well assured what was happening. He just didn't want to go any further into it. So it runs excellent when it's not warm, and as soon as it warms up, it runs terrible, but it still runs. So we worked the price out that I agreed to and he agreed to on his own pricing. I did not push it, just felt it was an okay deal. So it's an F-250. That badge right there says 350, but that's a replacement fender and badge. And it's an F-250 2005 5.4 3V, 4-speed automatic transmission, 4-inch lift, I would say, 35-inch tires, ranch hand bumper. And like I say, he's replaced this front fender. The hood's good, the cab's good. This door has a little bit of issue. The bed has many issues, and it has been previously repaired under this patch here. There's some Bondo right in there, I can see from the back. And a little bit of curve in the head rail. Tires are pretty well shot. The front ones are, I'd say 30%. The back ones are down to 15%. It's got a lot of little dents, missing the bed rails. Got a pretty good dent there. Tailgate is reusable, workable. Inside the bed, it came with 5 of the factory style 05 rims with tires about that condition. Missing the bed rail on this side, and it's got a lot of small dents. A dent here, dent there, crease here, crease here, crease down below. And then this front is fine. It's got a rolled up bottom lip from tires rubbing, and it's got a little dent here. Plan today is to take this fender off and see if we can repair this without needing paint. Fix that. I think we can. Going to pressure wash it. I soaked it with some soap yesterday, and of course it's got some aftermarket later style Ford rim mirrors on it. Basic XL truck, but and then it's got the mechanical issue. So what I have diagnosed is a faulty, well, wore out oil pump. So I was able to add some Lucas oil treatment, and that has its brand, the oil is clean. And he had put some Mobile, let me show you the can he's got in the back of the truck here, 5W30. mobile in it, Wix oil filter. And since buying it and getting it a couple hundred miles home, I asked him if I could call him, which he called me right back. And I said, just want to talk to you, let you know I appreciate you letting me buy the truck. I'm happy with it. I'm going to tear into it, and if you can kind of fill me in on what you've done, help me plan my job. And so after the fact, I was happy to talk with me. He has replaced both the timing chains, timing gears. It's actually supplied when he bought the truck. He's not sure what brand they were. And then I think he realized that his oil pump is weak, and that was what was causing the problem, and he decided to just let it continue on. Price of fuel, etc. And so I will be ordering a oil pump and see if I can find out what type of quality part is the chains, and if not, need to get new chains, new gasket kit, and don't plan to take the motor out of the chassis or take the cab off to fix it, but we'll take the radiators out and see if we can't replace the timing of the oil pump, and as well as the gaskets, seal it back up. It's oily, and it's slated to be. We have scheduled to get the door fixed as well. I'll take that off today, the exterior panel, and do some massaging on that. And then we have two different beds that we're looking at, one on Saturday, waiting on a price on another one to see if it's worth buying, and we'll have that bed straightened out completely and repainted, so the truck will look completely clean. Anyway, now let me show you the cab, and it's a basic XL truck. It's got the bench seat with no console, no armrest, manual door locks, manual windows, manual transfer case, yes. Got an odometer showing 90,000 miles, 98,340 miles, but that's not the true reading. Clue to that is right here on the door, 188,100. And then when you plug in your OBD2 scanner, it shows that mileage. The truck shows more mileage, and so I would say that the instrument cluster has been replaced, but I'm gonna say it's right at 198, 200,000 mile truck, but all in all, well worth it. And I believe with the new oil pump, we'll have a great running motor. It runs great now that it has the Lucas in it, but I don't want to put it into service without putting a new oil pump in it. It'll do great for us in pulling our dumpsters. So let me set up my equipment and see if we can't get some footage of some work that we're going to do on today's mission. Okay, I'll bring you back, and I've got my pressure washer set up, and show you inside the hood here. You're not going to see much of the dirt and grease. I'm sure the lighting is not the greatest, especially with all this, everything still in here. Got a leaky power steering pump as well. Let me take you down underneath. See if we can see a little bit more. The shininess is because of the soap that I have on it. I'll take you in from the front here.
can see a little bit of the greasiness.
So I like clean trucks, and then also it'll help me in discerning where leaks are coming from. I just wanted to show you, I have my pressure washer hooked up to my hot water, and I don't have a steam cleaner, otherwise that would be great. But I wanted to show you. So this is the bucket, and what I've done is I emptied my hot water, and you can see all the calcium in the edges of the bucket here. And so I emptied the calcium out of the bottom of the hot water heater, which is a good idea to do from time to time. But then I didn't connect my hose there. I connected it to my laundry room, so it's not feeding from the bottom of the hot water heater. And then there's a filter on the pressure washer. This is just a Harbor Freight. It does a decent enough job for what I'm doing it for. So we'll get to the pressure washing and we'll go from there. Okay, well, the pressure washing is done. It went well. We'll see how it dries. Always need about 2 or 3, 4 times to get it clean like you want. Going to go ahead and move on to taking off this fender and getting both that little bit right there turned back down and this little knot right up here out. Hopefully in a paintless dent removal fashion. So what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll take a fine marker and I'll mark where the fender sits on every area there. So when I put it back, it's back in the factory place. Another way of doing it that I've done, this one has plenty of room to mark, is sometimes I'll drill a hole through the fender into the where it bolts into the inner fender, the size of a nail or a drill bit or something that I can put in there, and that lines it up. But I think I can mark it, so I'll do that, and maybe get you on a time lapse, and we'll go from there. Okay, let me bring you back, and done some preparatory work for taking this fender off. I'm going to take this headlight out. These bolts here, probably some down below. I'll take these bolts out here. There's how many? 1, 2. Wow, only 2. Probably this one, 3. There's one right here on the inside of the door panel. And then there's 2 down below. And there may be some behind this headlight. Put the stick here. Just want to relieve that the hood doesn't fall on my hands or neck. And either put you on a time lapse or bring you back when I get those taken off. Enjoy. Well, obviously, my time lapse didn't work. So anyway, the fender is off, and so you can see this dent right here, and very, very easy to get to, nothing behind it. So I will work on that. And then this turn up down here from the tire, very easy to replace as well. So I'm gonna go in the shop and see if I can't get those fixed. Well, I think I'll just leave you on regular video. I just thought I'd show you some of the tools. This is my ball peen hammer. That's just used if I need a little bit more than my weight, palm of my hand. So it's a little piece of cedar. Of course, it looks like an old fence post. And 2x4. All of these are wood, so they don't have sharp edges. A pine that's been in my chicken coop. Another piece of 1x. And then this wire brush, but it's got this nice, soft, pokey handle on it. My old wire brush over here, a little bit different handle. So it's probably put you over here and let you watch me do this and see how it goes. I think what I've always heard is on dents, first in, first out. We'll see how it works itself. And then over here, probably just use some pliers and a rag. So let's see if I can set you up. Here's my tripod. I had you sitting up on it, but let's go horizontal. So let's see if I can get you in my little slot I just cut in. This is probably 40 years old, used it in construction years ago as a finished carpenter. It's been sitting outside on my table. Let's get you set up and see what it looks like. I think that'll do you. All right, let's start with this big dent over here. Try to lean it up against the wall. And then I just want to, of course, the bigger you have, the less likely you're going to have a crease. So. Feel more with your hand than you can see with your eye. Body work, so that's come out, but it's definitely left some creases. So I'll continue working on that. And we'll try to do the same here, get this little crease out, and then we'll go ahead and try with you on camera. On this corner, I'll show you what I got, and I'll finesse a little bit more and bring you back. But here I'm just going to take this. Now obviously it just rolled up because my tires are too big, so I just want to try to roll that right out. And I don't know exactly how far I have to go, but it's obviously more than that, but that's a good start. It's got a crease, you can't see because I got the fender in your way, but let's hold it up. I'll take some pliers, I'll work on that, and we'll bring you back to show you what I have. So that's come down, you can still see that crease. So this has to come out just a little bit more just to relieve that crease. And then hold this fender around. Let's see if you can see what we have. So there it's come out. You can see it's got some creases in it. So we'll try to finesse that. We'll bring you back. Okay, after working on the fender for a bit, I'll give you a quick overview of how it's turned out. This has come out really nice. I see there's a lid on in the video. I can see that. I couldn't see that in life. I'll get that out. And I went around this, had little dings in it, but it's all good. Up here is missing the paint, but the dent's out. And then up on top where the big dent was, you can see where I've worked it, because it's stretched and stressed the paint. But very little filler will be needed, glazing basically. Although there's still, I don't know if I can pull you back far enough to see. You can see where that crease was. I might work on that just a little bit more, trying to get that out. Anyway, it's coming along. Here's a short video of under the fender. I'm gonna do some little cleanup on it before I put the fender back on. Should paint these little spots that are got a little surface rust on them from not having any paint on the factory. But all good. I'll give it a clean. All right, just a quick run through with the Scotch-Brite pad, some cleaner, and it's come up a lot better. I'm going to go ahead and spray some paint on these areas that are a little bit thin, but just to protect it while I'm in here. But it'll look good. Well, another quick update. So there we have the fender back on the truck. Alignment is good. Let the back side to side, in and out. Clean. And the paint's damaged from a little bit of massaging, but actually very, very good. So on to the the driver's door. So we'll see what we can get out on that. First things, take the door panel off. It's already been off. Just a clip or two. And we'll see what we can do. We'll bring you back when we got something done. Okay, so we'll tackle this dent in the door. The fenders come out really nice. We'll see what we can do with this door. So I had to move it up under my carport shade. My wife and I live in the Sonoran Desert. In northern Mexico. So we hardly ever have any rain, but we've got a little bit of sprinkles, and so we are blessed. But to keep from being wet, I'll move it up underneath my shade. So I pulled the panel off. This is a manual window, manual door lock. And I'm glad with that. I'm happy with that. The manual window crank is held on with a screw, like the old style. And here's the window crank, and then this piece is just a cover. And it pops off, and there's a screw. I think it's supposed to be a Torx 25. Mine has been replaced with a Phillips screw. And then you take this little cover off that goes right here, and it just pops in with these clips. And then the armrest, there's this cover that goes in on this armrest. And I know you're supposed to be able to pop them off, but that happens too often. They break off. I'll see if I can heat up a nail and put that back together with melted plastic. The door panel then comes off. It just lifts off. Mine has already been off many times and has broken a few of the pieces. If they're in the bottom of the door, I'll look and I can melt them back on as well, maybe. Anyway, so we're into the door. There's this safety beam, and of course the dent is right in here. We'll see if we can't get some of that out and go from there. Okay, let me take you in and show you how it's come out with just a little bit of that work. It's not perfect, of course, you can't paint over it, but it is salvageable, and a little coating. I'm going to be taking it to a paint body man. I just didn't trust them to do the body work. They would have drilled holes and everything and pulled it out with a screw gun. They don't have, I'm in Mexico, and they don't have, usually don't use the stud gun. I have one, but I thought I could get it out without it. I do need to weld this window bracket back in. It's rattled out, and I'll do that before I take it to them. This is some of the tools I've used. Typical hammer and dollies, and my ball peen hammer. I've used these pry bars to get back behind this bar, because that's where the majority of that dent is. And then with the pry bar, I've used this conduit tubing to make the form, this little rod to make the form, this little piece of 1/2 inch by 3/4. Used a lot with this to just walk on the dent. Use this dowel rod, and then the rest of this was just here for my disposal. I did use that one a little bit. Those I didn't use, that I didn't use. Here's the piece, the only piece that was in the door from the door panel. There's like 7 of them broken. There's one piece. I'm going to try to hot weld that back together. Anyway, no, new dent, no. You give me a price, the man in town here, to paint my door and take the dent out and paint my door to match the truck. I'll walk you back around to the fender. There was a dent here, of course, as you remember. That could probably be sanded out. Still got a little bit. He'll paint that, and then down here, it's in the shade, but that's all back together. And we'll take the emblem off, and then I'm going to have him paint inside the hood. If I can open this with one hand. I guess I can't. There it is. So I'm going to try to make sure he'll paint my lip, but not my inner fender. So just the fender, and make sure he understands I want no overspray. But there you go. We'll see what he'll do for that. So here in Mexico, where I live, he's priced painting this door, taking the dent out, painting the door, taking the dent out of the fender, painting the fender, for 3,500 pesos. Right now, exchange is at about 17 pesos to the dollar, so that comes out to $205, give or take, just for paint, just for if you want to know. And we'll see how that works if we do it that way. Have a blessed day. Okay, getting ready to weld this little piece that's fatigued, broken off. Clean the edges of it. It goes over here on our door. cleaned around there as well, straightened it out. Tools I'll be using is my ProMig 140 Lincoln with flux core wiring. Settings haven't been adjusted yet, those need to be adjusted. Little belt sander to clean the edges. I'll be using, here's the MIG gun. I've got a magnet. I got my Valley hammer back out. I got a little pick to try to get in the corners, pliers, needle nose to straighten some of the pieces, a little small screwdriver to pry, and we'll get to welding this little piece. Okay, a little update on this side of the truck. As far as the cab and fender. Have a little bit of final body work done. Ran out of white paint, so get some paint on there anyway. And she's ready to take in and see when my panel man can get to put a new coat of paint on it for me. Okay, the next part of the project, we'll be trying to reattach our broken tabs. Goes like that. And the only one that was found at the bottom of the door is this one. We have a broken tab here. 2, 3, 4, 5 broken tabs. This one, I believe, matches that. It does. So set you up and see if we can't get something done there.